Well, hey there, Plano. In this video, we are going to talk about how the real estate market performed for April, but we are also going to hit on the one thing that everyone is talking about right now, and that is a possible recession. Now, what could a recession mean for our local market here in Plano? Well, keep watching to find out. Hi, I'm Jennifer Shannon. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams serving the Plano area, and I love to be your resource for all things real estate. And part of that is updating you each month on what is happening in our local real estate market. So I'm going to go ahead, rip off the Band-Aid, and we'll talk about this recession that we're now hearing about in the news. So first, it's important to understand what a recession really is. It's defined as a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced. It's generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. Now, we did have a decline in GDP for the first quarter of this year, so if there's one the second quarter, well, ta-da! We will technically be in a recession. But here is why I don't think this will be the recession that you might be afraid of. You see, unlike normal recessions, our job openings are still really high, which means we'll likely still see job creation, and that's an indicator of a healthy market. Also, we're still seeing home prices continue to go up in Plano despite the slowdown in GDP. It's just another indicator of the incredible demand we have right now. And here's also why I don't think this real estate market is going to crash. Now, keep in mind, over the last few years, our growth has been insane. The average sales price for a single-family home in Plano for April of 2019 was $385,162. In just 3 years, that's gone up to $603,620, a 76% increase. And from April this year to last year, our growth was 12.5%. And you might say, "Hey, Jennifer, this is exactly why it's going to crash. We went up too much, too fast." But hold on. A crash makes people think that our prices are going to go backwards and we're going to drop below where they currently are. But take a look at this statement from Freddie Mac. Now, if there is only one thing you remember from this video, I want it to be this. And this statement says, Freddie Mac analysis shows that a 1% increase in mortgage rates results in home price appreciation that is 4 percentage points lower. For instance, a 1% increase in mortgage rates would change home price growth from 11% to 7%. Or, to translate that to our Plano market, a 1% increase in mortgage rates would change home price growth from 12.5% to 10.5%, which is still incredible growth. And in the event interest rates go up 2%, that would take us from 12.25% to 8.5%. Again, it's still a great year-over-year growth. So this, folks, is why I think we can handle this recession. Simple as that. So it's not going to be that prices are going to drop from where they are. They're just not going to grow like they have. And if anything, we probably won't start to see a plateau until sometime next year. Now, with all this being said, there are actually some people who could be hurting in the real estate market right now because of one thing that just happened, and that is the county's notice of appraised value. You see, it is property tax time in Texas, and some folks are going through some severe sticker shock. Now, this is hurting investors who cannot take advantage of the homestead exemption that caps assessments from increasing more than 10% from the previous year. It's also hurting those who purchased last year but could not carry over the previous owner's exemption, and they had to wait to file it on their own. Because you see, when they purchased, they were escrowing or accounting for a tax amount that was likely a lot lower than what the county has just hit them with this year. For example, my appraised value on my home went up 52% in just 1 year. Fortunately, I have my homestead exemption, so the county can only assess me at an amount that's 10% over my last year's assessment. But if you're an investor or a buyer who was just at that line of affordability when you purchased, well, I think those are going to be the sellers that we start seeing this next wave of inventory come from. So let's look at all of our stats for Plano. At the recording of this video, interest rates are at 5.3% with 0.9% in fees and points. And from the data from the Mortgage Bankers Association ending on May 6th, mortgage applications decreased from 8% this same time 1 year ago, but actually went up 2% from the week before. Now remember, last year our demand was incredibly strong, so it's okay that we're down a little bit when we compare these year-over-year numbers. And for this data, I am looking at single-family home sales in the city of Plano. And these numbers are based on sales data from the month of April. The average sales price is $603,620, 12.5% jump from the year before. And when we look at our new listing numbers, at first glance, it's exciting news. We had 312 new listings hit the market. And when you compare it to April of 2019, when we had 468 new listings, we were only down 33% from our pre-COVID levels. So we are getting closer. But then you look at the actual number of homes for sale. There is a huge gap. This is proof of the demand right here, because most of the new listings were snatched up as soon as they hit the market. In April 2022, we had 164 homes for sale. In April 2019, before the COVID craziness, we had 708 homes for sale. So we're down 77% from pre-COVID levels. And the demand is also echoed in our months of supply. Regardless of the increase in interest rates and the increasing number of new listings, we only have 0.7 months of inventory. So it means it would take less than 1 month for all of the houses listed in Plano on our MLS to go under contract based on our current demand. The time it takes for a home to go under contract is at an average of 10 days. Plano, we have hit a record low for time on market. Our average sales price per square foot is at $225 a square foot, and that's a 21.6% increase from last year. On average, homes are still selling substantially over the asking price, as in 11.2% over asking. So if you consider our average sales price in April was $603,620, that means the average sales price is roughly 67% over asking. And as far as showing activity, we averaged 25 showings a listing, and that was actually down from 30 showings a listing last month. And it's likely that because we have more homes to look at, the demand was spread out. So what's our takeaway? Well, it is the same song and dance. It's a great time to be a seller, but it is still really tough for buyers. But if this new listing inventory keeps going up like it has, then I'm hoping we will start to see some relief for buyers in this multiple offer madness that they find themselves in. So if you are thinking of buying or selling in this market, let's talk. If you're a seller, you can attend one of my upcoming home selling webinars. In this webinar, we are going to talk about what it takes to sell your home in this market and give you a clear picture about the expectations on sellers right now. I'll also give you insight as to how to get even more out of the sale of your home, because if you can believe it or not, there is actually more to getting your home sold for more than just putting it on the MLS and naming your price. We're also going to answer the question that most sellers are asking right now, and that is, should I list now or should I wait? So just visit homesellingwebinar.com and sign up for an upcoming virtual home selling webinar. It's free and online, so it's super simple. And for buyers, I've got you too. You can contact me directly about buying your next home, or you can attend one of my upcoming free home buying webinars. And this webinar has been a huge help for buyers. So we're going to talk about what to expect in this market as a buyer and how to make strong offers, which is really what you guys want to know. And believe it or not, it's not just about the amount of cash you're bringing to the table. So we'll talk about the process from a lending side, and I'll go into more details about market trends and which submarkets have the least demand, so you kind of get a sense of where more opportunities might be for you as a buyer. I'll also answer the question most buyers are asking, and that is, should I wait to buy to see if prices come down? So visit homepurchasewebinar.com and get registered for this free online webinar. And as always, you can reach out to me directly by phone or text at 214-803-4444 or email me at jshannon@kw.com. Well, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching Plano, and I look forward to updating you next month on the real estate market. Bye now.